All right, friends. This is Gene Burnett from GeneBurnett.com. Hey, I've done some videos before where I talked about practicing with weighted balls, like they're like exercise balls. This particular one here is 4 pounds. It's plastic. I guess it's got sand in it. 4 pounds. And I like to play with these weighted balls. I originally heard about a guy, one of the famous Tai Chi guys who used to, maybe it was a Bagua guy, I think it was Bagua, used to circle with a cannonball in his hand or something and you know, soak the rug with sweat and that kind of thing. I actually have a cannonball somewhere back in my pile of equipment, but it turned out the cannonball was pretty heavy. All I could do with the cannonball is kind of move it around. I couldn't really hold it out. It would just fall down. So I started working with the weighted balls to see what I could do with them. I have some videos where I hold them in my hand and I do Bagua palm changes with the balls in my hand. So I slightly adapt my palm position. Obviously I can't hold a ball in this position, it would drop out, but played with that. And I've played with free form practice with the weighted balls, which I really, really like. And lately I've been kind of experiencing another wrinkle on that, and I wanted to share it. So basically I have 2 4-pound balls here, and if you ever want to practice with something like this, please be very careful. You know, talk to your doctor or your physical health practitioner to make sure this is okay for you to do, especially if you're a little older like me. But I've been doing this for a long time, so my joints are pretty comfortable and solid with this. But one of the most basic things you can do with these balls is do the Bagua Teacups exercise, where it's like you try to, like if they were teacups or tea bowls, you would try not to spill them. So you have to do this particular pattern here, otherwise you spill them. So you try to keep the top of the ball facing upward the whole time. And you can do it this way, or you can alternate. You can have one ahead of the other one, like that. Or you can go the other direction, like this. Or you can alternate. That's a lot harder. It's a tricky one, but you can be done. Like that. So one thing I've been playing with lately is just kind of doing a free form movement where I let my body move where it wants to go and I let the balls kind of go where they want to go. And what I'm trying to do is to not strain my joints in any way and constantly go with gravity. So I'm working on moving in the most effortless way I can with these 4-pound weights in my hand. Obviously there's going to be some effort, but I'm looking for ways to minimalize it. So it's a training for me in looking for where gravity can be my friend and where physics can be my friend, where I can get more bang for my buck by aligning with the forces around me instead of fighting them. So let me just try this a little bit. So I have my basic, teacups thing going here, and then I just start stepping and moving around. And I'm listening for where gravity is. It's kind of like doing a pushing hands exercise where someone pushes on your body and you yield to it. So wherever it is, you yield to it. So I'm kind of yielding to gravity as much as I can. So in this hand here, as it comes down, I'm following its path and seeing if I can use a little gravity to swing it back up to another place. So I'm listening to the gravity in my body, listening to where the pressure is. And, the funny thing is, if I wanted to do the opposite and strain myself, it would be so easy. I can just do it immediately, and all of a sudden I just feel work everywhere. So then strain everywhere, but I'm trying to do it with no strain at all. So when I push these forward, they naturally want to swing down, right? And if I shift my weight forward, they naturally want to swing up. So I'm that kind of thing. I'm listening for where they want to go, and I'm kind of tracing it or tracking it and trying to yield and use my whole body to adapt so that I don't strain my joints. So it's a nice way to dealing with gravity and avoiding strain. And it looks easy because I've been doing it for years, but it took me a while to get used to these. It definitely took a while, and I started just doing straight exercises. I wasn't doing any free form anything. But, if you think of, pressure on your body and you want to yield to that pressure, and then somebody pushes on your hip and you yield to that, and someone pushes here. It's like being almost like if you were surrounded by people pushing you and you didn't want to, go up against anybody. That constant yielding. I'm just yielding to the pressure in my hands from the balls and the pressure through my body from the balls. So gravity is pushing on me, and I'm using the ball to increase the presence of gravity so I can really feel it. So as I'm doing this, especially if I close my eyes, I'm just listening to that pressure and trying to arrange my body in such a way that that pressure isn't going against the way my body is and operates. So I'm not going against it. If it starts to go that way, I go with it. If it starts to go this way, I go with it. I want to find a way to yield under that pressure and make it a part of me, as opposed to apart, meaning like two words rather than apart from me. That's where the strain is. So I want to try to avoid that. And if I'm feeling, frisky, feeling young, I might switch over to the 8-pound balls, which is a lot harder. It's more work, but the job is the same. How can I release this? How can I follow gravity's pressure and try to get my body aligned with that as best I can so that I don't strain? I can't really demonstrate the bad strained way of doing this with these balls because it will hurt me. I may injure myself. But I'm trying to feel the effortless way to move, the way that's where my physics is in most alignment with gravity and alignment with these balls, so that, just there. And it really, man, it's a whole-body practice. It really works everything. You can see I'm out of breath a little bit because it's so much work to try to arrange myself. I'm not just grabbing and just enforcing a pattern on my body. I'm feeling my way through it and listening for where it kind of wants to go. Like if the ball wants to go that way, I'll go with it. Maybe I turn around so now I'm behind it and I can lift it that way. So it has a lot of martial art parallels and a lot of parallels to daily life. And you can do this with almost anything. Let's see. This is one of the heavier things I've got. It's just a weight bar, but it's metal and it's very heavy. And if I just hold this almost like it's a staff and look at how I can move it with gravity so that I'm not doing harsh, jarring movements. I'm thinking like, I have to be a little careful in here. I don't want to be one of those fail guys who smashes a light bulb up above. But I'm trying to feel like, where's the pressure? Where does gravity want to go? And how I can use that to turn it around and make it go in a way that, is in alignment with my body and how it moves. So, oops. It can be done with anything. It can be done with anything at all. Anything with any weight to it. You can play with how can you spread that shepherd gravity down to your feet? How can you make it the work spread out so that there isn't any strain? One thing I haven't done, just occurs to me, is having a 4-pound in one hand and an 8-pound in the other. I have never done that. It's a different feeling entirely. My left side's working a lot harder right now. So anyway, just different ways of using weight to help train my body into being efficient and dealing with it in an efficient way. So that was my free-form weighted balls practice, and I hope it's useful to you. I hope it's of some use to you. That's why I publish these videos. hoping to be useful. If they are useful, please let me know. Give me a comment. It's always nice to hear. I have donation links on all my videos and all over my website, geneburnett.com. But donations are nice. They help keep me afloat, but it's not really why I do this. I do this mainly for just because these things help me and they make my practice and life better, and I just would like to share them with people, and hopefully they're useful to you. So let me know if they have been. Appreciate it, and best of luck to you in your training and whatever objects you're using to enhance it.